Women, please can you lend me your husband's, son's, boyfriends, nieces, nephews, because I am trying to break the world record for the amount of guys a girl has been with in 24 hours.
Here's a story time about why I'm done going out on dates and why I'm done dating people. Long story short, today I basically went on a date with this guy. We have been kicking it for a couple weeks now. Cool. Whenever we go out on a date, it's a good vibe. Like, vibes are spectacular. So, like, of course, I have no problem going out with this man. But today, I'm not gonna lie, y'all, he did his big one. And I'm actually kind of embarrassed to even tell y'all the story, but fuck it. So, long story short, he hit me up today like, hey, like, do you want to go out to lunch? And I'm like, yeah, cool. Like, it's Sunday. I don't really have that many plans. So, we end up linking. We get to the restaurant. We vibe. We order food. We order drinks. Cool. Like, great vibe, great laughs, great jokes, whatever. The issue is when the tab came, he started getting real jittery. And what I mean by jittery is he didn't grab the bill immediately. He fumbling with his pockets. He looking in his jacket. Like, all types of stuff. So, I'm not really paying no attention until he goes and he tells me this. I can't find my wallet. So in my head, I'm like, oh, okay, like you can't find your wallet. In my head, I'm thinking you better go look for it because I'm not paying for it. And that's just me. And please don't get in my video talking about, well, I would have paid. That's not the point. I'm not paying for a date that a man asked me on. That's me. Whatever y'all choose to do, that's y'all. So he goes on, he tells me, oh, well, let me go check in the car or like retrace my steps to see if maybe I dropped it. I sat in the restaurant for 10 to 15 minutes waiting on this man to find his wallet. He comes back in the restaurant and still goes, man, I can't find it. Like, can you just pay for it and I'm going to send you the money back? I told him, I'm like, well, I don't have it or whatever. And when I say that, please don't get on I promise y'all, we will fight today. Don't get on my video saying, oh, I always have my own money when I go out, because that's not the point. Like, I have the money, but I'm not paying for the date. I'm just not. So he goes, let me go back out to the car and recheck for it again. So in my head, I'm like, okay, why do you need to go back to the car if you just checked for it? Like, I don't know. I got a 2-second delay. I'm a little off in the head. So, like, certain stuff usually happens, but I don't really peep the vibe until after the fact. 5 minutes go past. 10 minutes go past. 15 minutes go past, y'all. I text him, I'm like, hey, like, where you at? Like, the waiter is, like, waiting and all of that. Do y'all know this man did not text me back? He did not text me back. He still hasn't texted me back. And that was about an hour ago. So, basically, I end up having to pay for the date. I don't even give a fuck. I'm straight. I'm done. I don't want to go on not another dates. Like, I'm cool. Like, I'm done. Because what was your purpose and point? Like, for real.
I mean, you don't want to pay for the date anyway, so there's no reason to say things that you weren't intending on doing in the first place. Number one. Number two, that's probably what you should do at this point in time. But once again, we see that modern women don't ever, ever, ever in any situation want to take an L in the dating market. If they have bad behavior, the man's got to pay. If the man has bad behavior, he's got to pay. In any circumstance and situation, the man needs to pay, and I need to be reimbursed. That's why I'm going to send you a Venmo, a Cash App. There were people in the comments talking about, oh man, I would have told them to Apple Pay right there. If you ain't got your wallet, then go ahead and send me some money. No. How about you take a loss for just one time, but they can't do it.
Ladies, walk with me for a second. If or when no-fault divorce ends, just know you're going to see a surge of romantic men. These men are going to be seemingly perfect and so considerate and not at all like other guys. And they're going to swear up and down that they voted for Kamala. And they're going to manipulate and lie to you in any way they possibly can, so you get your guard down just long enough for them to slip a ring on your finger. In the second that marriage contract is signed, they're going to reveal themselves to be some of the most misogynistic men you have ever met. Because at that point, you're legally stuck with them, so they finally feel comfortable enough to be their true selves around you. And the thing is, men already do this. So many wives already talk about how their oh-so-loving boyfriend switched the moment they either got married or had their first child. But once men know for a fact that there's little that you can do to escape them once you get married, they're going to say and do anything to put a ring on it. They will go to any length. They will travel any distance. They will do whatever they gotta do to ensnare you. So don't be out here thinking that you somehow lucked into meeting your Prince Charming in Trump's America. Odds are, he's manipulating you. And the worst part is that even if he isn't, if you get married, you will still and eternally be at your husband's mercy. The safest thing to do by far would just be to not get married under any circumstances. The best thing to do would be to be completely celibate. But if you still want to date men, then date men. Just don't sign your life away on a marriage contract. And don't trust anyone who will try to guilt trip you or pressure you or shame you into a marriage. Trust me, that pressure will come from all sides. A marriage will be your prison sentence. Anyways, up the 4B movement, and thank you for your time.
They really do just be saying anything. Stupid, unfounded, silly, biased. But they gonna say it anyway, and they gonna think it makes sense. She's saying it. Look in her eyes. Look in her eyes. She's saying it with her entire chest. Full confidence. Dumb.
I'm getting too old for the drug dealers and the scammers. Like, I want a stable man. I want a good man. I want a man that has money coming in legally. He's smart as shit and can teach me some shit.
I would say good for you, right? But what I'm gonna say is leave those guys alone, because girls like that usually turn into girls like this.
Good morning, starshine. The earth says hello.
Right? His goofy ass don't get on your nerves. Okay? He's not some nonchalant dreadhead scammer who sit in Hellcats all day. What's up? Who's up? He's a regular human. He might be goofy because that's formal. You've been conditioned to deal with men a certain way. So you're gonna deal with Mr. Square the same way you dealt with all the other men that you used to be attracted to. And that's not going to work. You're gonna drive him crazy because he's normal and you're not. People hate to hear this, right? Because the first thing y'all gonna say in the comment section is people can't change, people There are some men and some women, right, who have lived their lives very intentionally, who have purposefully stayed out of trouble, who made a good decision when they had a bad decision that was easier to make right in front of their face. If you've been dealing with the people who consistently make bad decisions and then you go, wow, I don't need to work on myself and change for the better so that I can attract the square guys. I think I'm just gonna take me as I am right now and go after the square guys. That's not gonna work. It's simply not. Leave those guys alone.
Where the hell are the good women at?
Where are the nice girls?
I grew up with a lot of good girls. Now there's like none.
Where have all the good girls gone? It's the question that rattled a nation and led to a...
Where are we meeting the men that don't suck?
Where are we finding men now?
There is a serious shortage of emotionally available men.
Where are all the good men at?
Where have all the good guys gone? It's a question the whole nation is wondering. Now, this question has led to a flurry of other questions like, where are all the good guys? Do they have commitment issues? Or are they in the friend zone? Or have the girls just gone batshit crazy? The whole nation is looking for answers.
911, what's your emergency?
Hi, I'm on Bumble and I've been trying to find a good guy, but I haven't been able to find anything. I'm worried that something has happened to them.
Have you tried Tinder?
Tinder. I mean, no, they're not there either.
I have a unit on the way. Stay on the line with me, okay?
Okay, thank you. I'm just so scared.
We'll keep you updated as this story unfolds. My name is Brock Thundergun with Channel 7 News.
Oh my gosh, like, you're so pretty. I can't believe you've never been in a relationship.
Okay, no. When you've never been in a relationship before and people's first reaction upon hearing that is like, oh my God, you're so pretty. How have you never had a boyfriend before? It makes you feel 10 times worse about never having been in a relationship before. Because when you hear that, you're like, okay, so clearly I'm attractive enough to be in a relationship, so there must be something else wrong with me. But all jokes aside, it is actually so detrimental hearing that growing up your entire life, as well as into your early and late 20s, because then it becomes ingrained in you that you're only worthy of being in a relationship if you're attractive. But then even if you are deemed attractive and you've still never been in one, then what's the problem? And not to mention, as someone who has been told this her entire life, it really messes with your mind, because when you see people who are, let's say, less attractive, okay? And I know attractiveness is very subjective for everyone. Personally, attractiveness for me is how well you take care of yourself. So if I'm in public and I see people who don't take care of themselves physically, emotionally, mentally, like, you can tell that they just don't take care of themselves, and you see them in a relationship, it really makes you question, okay, why have I never been in one? And then to make it even worse, you start creating this story in your head of like, okay, so these people are in a relationship, and then these people are in a relationship, so am I like more unattractive than I think I am? Like, am I just straight up ugly? And it sends you down this horrible thought spiral trying to figure out why seemingly every single person has been able to get into a relationship except for you. And then if we want to even add more fuel to the fire, if you're someone like me who has also been told by so many people for her entire life, you have such an amazing personality, I love being around you, complimenting your looks and your personality, and you still haven't had a relationship, and you are self-aware, and you have done inner work, and you have sought therapy, it really is a mystery that I simply will never be able to solve.
It could be all those things. You could be a good person, but sometimes something within us says, I'm not really ready to settle for that person. Almost. But nah, he's got this and I don't. It might not be anything having to do with 6 figures, 6 feet, the whole whatever it is, 6-pack. It might not have anything to do with that. Because sometimes women go against that and they say, well, I'm not looking for that. They don't understand that there's some things in their lives that they look for that might not necessarily be that important. I mean, the guy's attractive, but he's got something wrong with him. And you can be fair and say that men do this too. But it's specifically sticking on this topic, maybe that might be an issue. If they're saying, man, how you're attractive, how in the world at this age have you like not been on a date? How have you not been in a relationship? Maybe it's time to look at that sort of stuff.
If you're one of the young women that are always saying, where are all the good men at? Ask yourself this instead. Why am I attracted to the men that are not good for me? Ask yourself that question, reflect on it, and it'll get you much farther than asking yourself the former.
I know many people assume that I grew up in a 2-parent household because of my views on marriage, traditional families, and how men are not the enemy. But the truth is, I actually grew up with no father for all of my life. I never had a dad in my life, but his absence actually taught me the important role that men play within a marriage and a family, as well as a child's development. And this is why it is so important that you choose your spouse carefully and prayerfully, and that you pray for a good man of God to come in and to lead your family and to be there for your children. I could have easily went the route of hating men, but him not being there actually taught me how much a child needs a good father in their life, as well as how much a woman needs a good man in their life as well. You can't blame all men because of your bad experiences you've had with specific men or specific relationships, but you have to really be careful and thoughtful in who you choose as a spouse, because this impacts you and your future children.
Okay, TikTok. So I know I'm not the prettiest girl. I'm chunky. I got, my double chin. I got my rolls and stuff like that. But I don't understand. Like, I would love a guy to death. I will cook you breakfast. I have a job. I go to work. But it seems like nobody seems to want someone loyal, someone who would love them forever. Like, I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't know if I'm looking at in the wrong places, but really? Where y'all good guys at that I always see on TikTok? Like, where y'all at? Y'all need to come my way ASAP.
Update. Looks like she's in a relationship. So like I was saying a few clips ago, it depends on what you're looking for. You don't have to get into a relationship with a toxic dude. You ain't got to be the best looking, but you can take care of yourself, and there's going to be somebody, some man that's going to come and approach you. And you ain't got to be, why are men not approaching? Where are the good guys at? You stop that foolishness that you know is foolishness, and see if you can't find you a man, a good man.
I was trying to date one of them, okay, and it didn't work out.
More than 3 and she dropped the ball on every single one of them.
I made the wrong moves.
Some of y'all be like, oh, my man got to be cute in my age. Okay, well, y'all gonna be sitting at the bus stop and you gonna be complaining about him talking to other women, liking people on Instagram, A, B, C, and D, and he's still trying to split bills or not provide. But I'm sitting up here waiting for this store to open, get ready to go shop and get a facial, just trying to tell y'all about what's realistic and what's not. It's not realistic to try to get somebody that looks better than you to marry you and provide for you. That's not realistic as a woman. Okay? You want somebody that looks like the dude on the video or the man on the TV to sweep you up off your feet, where you still looking like who did it and why, and wear bonnets and pajamas in public. That is unrealistic. Let me tell you what's realistic. To get you a man that likes you 10 times more, and get with him and he'll be your provider. That's realistic. Because a lot of people don't understand what realistic is. My information is more realistic than y'all's fantasies that y'all try to live and then end up being a nightmare.
You know, I feel like Cher has so much potential. I'm with her until I'm not. It's always going to be something in there that you're going to be like, no, absolutely not. He's got to like you 10 times more. No. How about you guys just like each other? You're sitting up in here trying to still hold the power in the relationship. You don't need to do that. Just find somebody that you mesh with, that you vibe with. Now you're out here trying to defend yourself from stupidity that you said. The woman went through a horrific thing, and she should have done her due diligence. And maybe in some situations, that guy was just a criminal, and she would have never even seen that happening. But the fact of the matter is, you have been preaching this message about finding a provider man, as other women have, other women out there on the internet, to be fair. You have been preaching this message that you got to find you a provider. You got to have money. You got to be in this situation. You got to look like this. And everything sounds good until you reveal the true motive behind it. And so when you find that true motive, you're a trash person in and of yourself. So what you're going to end up attracting is trash. We're not talking about people who have struggles and issues. We're talking about people that are actually genuinely and know they are trash. But y'all keep on listening to her.
Why is it that when you have that perfect person, why don't you
No woman is perfect. Men don't claim to be perfect. Women do the majority of the breaking up. And whenever you ask a woman
facts
why she broke up with the man, who does she always blame? Him. So when the public finds out that a woman cheated on her man, they always support that and be like, well, why did she cheat? Women claim that they're perfect. When you just ask all you ladies, what did you do wrong in this relationship? And none of you guys said anything that you did anything wrong. Besides saying happy wife, happy life. So that pretty much means a man's happiness. Women do not take accountability. Most.
You literally just told me I couldn't do it without your income.
Yeah, a mom and a dad, not just a mom. There's no divorce. We took vows. We took vows.
Sometimes it doesn't work out, and we've been in marriage counseling for 2 years. 2 years. Communication just isn't there. You're not communicating bills. You got the car repossessed.
That was like 2 months ago.
Okay, it doesn't matter.
It's all good now. Like with
no, it's not all good now. I'm not happy. I've told you over and over, I'm not happy. I want out of this marriage. I'm not happy, and I feel obligated to stay with you because you're quote unquote the good guy. Yeah, you don't beat me or cheat on me, but financial abuse is financial abuse, right?
I'm not financially abusing you at all. I just pay the bills.
Okay, well, I pay the bills too, but nobody should be obligated just because we signed a contract to be together.
It's not a freaking contract. It's vows in front of the Lord.
Okay, but listen, the Lord wouldn't condone any of this, right?
The Lord says we shall honor each other through sickness and in health, through richer and poor till death do us part. I'm not an ass. I don't go cheat on you.
I never said you were an ass. You cheat on me.
It seems like the people that you want to be with are the guys who leave you in the C-section room.
Okay, but that was my past, okay? So what? I can make it without you. I know you think that I can't.
I pay all the bills.
I pay bills too. But I pay for the groceries and all the other necessities.
The expensive groceries. You make decent money from your views and your cleaning, but not good enough to pay for our house and what we have.
Are you kidding me right now? Are you trying to tell me that I can't make it without you? Because let me tell you something. I'll go get a 2-bedroom duplex in the freaking hood and hustle for my money. Every single dollar of it to provide for these kids that are almost grown, by the way. And you didn't even come into the picture until they were 10 anyways.
I've raised them. I've instilled my values in them and everything.
I think that this is what's not discussed is the fact that just because we signed a contract for marriage that I'm obligated to stay with you.
It's not signing a contract. It's not like we went to an attorney's office and just signed a contract, say we're going to be married. We stood up in front of people and witnesses and proclaimed to the state of Kansas and the Lord that we are married and we are going to stick with each other. We are going to look after each other all this time till we die.
I want you to know that yes, I do love you, and I'm thankful for everything that you've ever done for me and the kids, okay? But there comes a time in people's lives that we've got to move on. And this is the time. We're growing apart. We're not the same people. We've been to marriage counseling. We've exhausted every avenue. Okay? What are we teaching our kids? To just stay in a relationship that's not working? They see it.
They don't see anything. They see a mom and dad hustling their butts off to make stuff happen all the time.
But you literally just told me I couldn't do it without your income.
Yeah, a mom and a dad, not just a mom.
Oh my God.
You know, I don't want to excuse the fact that maybe he's not good with money, but why do you think that you have to post this online? This woman is talking about he's mishandling her financially, but she don't realize that she's mishandling for no reason. I can see if you were in a bad situation, you turn on live just to let everybody know, hey, this is not safe for me. If somebody knows, a family member or friend, if y'all can track me right now, come get me because I'm in a dangerous situation. I can see going live for that. But these women, and when I read her page, it's like, I think it was like unhinged or untarnished or tainted truth. Basically something saying, I'm going to tell the truth no matter what in any situation. Have you ever thought that you need to learn how to keep your mouth shut? You need to learn how to keep your business private. We didn't need to know this. Not at all. And what you put this on here for is to embarrass him. You put this on here for validation from other people that say, well, this is why I'm leaving him because he did this. So when y'all see me leave my marriage, then you know I had a good reason. Secretly recording him? Really? You don't trust him, but you expect him to trust you with this type of behavior? Really? This is what we up against. This is what we got. Once again, he probably, for sure, needs to take care of his responsibilities a little bit more. A man got his car repossessed. You think that makes anybody feel safe? Probably not. But at the same time, you recording and you putting it on the internet, you think that's going to garner trust in a relationship? These women, man.
This woman gets interviewed and asked whether she would date a plus-size man, and she definitively says no, she never would, until her friends call her out and tell her her boyfriend is already plus-size.
Would you date someone who's plus size? No. And why not? Because why don't you just work out? Do you go to the gym? No. Would y'all date someone who's plus size? Yes. Yeah, I would. What do you have to say to your friend here that wouldn't? I don't know. I don't know. She's crazy. Like, are we talking like humongous or just like chubby? Someone the size of DJ Khaled? No. You would take DJ Khaled? Not him, but like, not him specifically, but like body, yeah. Dang. Like, what if they were a really nice person? Like, you fell in love with them? We could work out together. When you have gone to the gym, have you seen people that are big there? No. They're like really fit. So I don't know. I haven't even seen those people. You've never seen a big person at the gym? No. Girl, you act like your boyfriend's like six-pack. His height makes up for it. He's chubby. We're talking about humongous. Wait, your boyfriend's plus size? He's chubby. He's not like, I don't know, skinny, like skinny. He's like a little bit smaller than DJ Khaled. So whatever you consider plus size.
So I am Britain's #1. Recently, I booked 101 guys in a day, and yeah, I'm just a massive. That's all I can really say.
Do you do it for the dick, or do you do it for the money?
It's a bit of both. I'd say 70% for the cost, 30%
I love
for the
you,
money.
Lily.
You know what? Like, it makes me happy, and I make money from it. Why the fuck not do it?
No, that
like,
makes
it'd be
complete
dumb
sense to
not
me.
to.
I'm all for it. And what would you say? Like, you are probably the cool.
That's gonna be like in my bio. It's the cum that drives me to work so hard.
Yeah, it's the reward system, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, it's like also I love when you make
it's free moisturizer.
Yeah.
You know, do you like the smell of it?
It's super rewarding. Yeah, I'll snort that shit.
No, that is the first time I've ever heard that, but I love it.
This is for all my single friends over 50. Why do you think it's so difficult to find companionship at our age? It's tough. I didn't think it was going to be this difficult to ever find someone just to share the simple pleasures of life. But man, it's crazy out there. Whether you use a dating app, I know meeting someone through another friend, that doesn't always end up too good when it doesn't work out. I don't know. Maybe we've got to figure this code out. Are we wanting too much? Are we expecting too much? I know that I'm not. I mean, at this time in our lives, most of us have our own dwellings, jobs. Obviously, we're supporting ourselves. We took all the filling out of the pie. So it should just be fun, companionship, laughter, and yet it's stupid how difficult it is. So if you break the code and you want to share it with me, I'd love to know what it is. Time is ticking.
Talks about in the word that a wife could either build her house or break it down. And I was definitely breaking it down with my emotions, not having emotional stability, not being taught how to have emotional stability. Now that I'm an adult and now I'm in a marriage, I have no idea how to contain. I saw how my husband was showing emotional discipline. I wanted to get there. Didn't know how to.
And there it is. If you want an alpha man that could protect you, that could provide for you, that could reinforce you and revalidate you and edify you, you are going to have to learn silence. Because if you be combative, and Mr. Beware said that in the beginning, confrontational, it looks really tacky when he's not being what you need. Be quiet and be patient, and do go back and address the situation when the energy is clear. Don't be confrontational with no king or no man.
Why are we divesting from black men? Like, this conversation is so interesting to me, sis. If that's you, like, help me. Because I honestly feel like majority of women are having these negative dating experiences that they're then taking into like the general population of men and painting them all with these negative connotations. Like, it's so weird to me. Like, y'all take the idiocracy on social media that y'all see and that y'all hear on these podcasts. When y'all know the media only podcast was entertaining, it was negative. Like, y'all take what y'all see and hear on those apps to be the truth for all men. Like, I'm sorry, I can't relate. Have I dated some clowns? Like, absolutely. Have I had negative dating experiences? Absolutely. But every black man in my life means something to me and has been good to me. And so to take my negative dating experiences to then say that all black men are trash, like that's a bit far, y'all think? Like, black men taught me how to read and write. Black men taught me the importance of education. Black men introduced me to God. Black men taught me the importance of service. Black men taught me about how to wield my beauty. Like, all that I am, I owe to beautiful black men who were showing up strong in my community. Like, I wouldn't be who I am today had it not for being for black men who took the time to invest in me. Like, I don't know. What's going on? I don't know, sis.
Okay, so I got a question for all the men out there. Now, I'm just going to preface this by saying I'm 55 years old. I live in Vancouver, Canada. Been single for 3 years. I have not dated. I recently took a boo at the dating apps. Oh my. So here is my question. Where are the real men? I mean, I come from an age or an era, whatever, an upbringing in the 80s, at least in my household, that was traditional. You know, I love doing laundry. I like making dinner. I like making a special home and having traditions and putting up the Christmas tree and all of these nice things. I also like to respect my man and look up to him and honor him. I want him to be smarter than me. I want to learn something from him. And I also want him to be able to protect me. You know, if he knows how to throw a punch, I don't know, shoot a deer maybe. Just protect me. Make me feel safe in the company of him and out there in the world. Now, talking about the world. We all know that it's a little bit crazy. So I'm also looking for a man who knows that the world is a little bit crazy. Not somebody who's sleeping, somebody who knows that the world is about crazy. But here's the problem. I can't find anybody here, and I must admit I really haven't gone looking. And I guess the reason I haven't gone looking is because whenever I come across a man in public, he either puts his head down, goes on his phone immediately, turns the other way. It's the weirdest thing. It really is. Now, I gotta tell you, I also love going backpacking and hiking and getting dirt under my nails, gardening, and not showering for a week when we're out in the forest, and then jumping into an ice-cold lake and calling it a day. That's me. I got both sides. If you want to take me out to the theater, I can dress in high heels and a beautiful dress and look like the classiest gal you've ever seen. But I don't think guys want that nowadays. In fact, I don't really know what they want. I'm not the kind of girl that goes and gets pedicures and eyelashes and all that stuff. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it's just not me. I am pretty much as natural as it gets. Yeah, letting my gray hair grow in too. But I just don't think guys want that anymore. Maybe they never did. Maybe that's why I'm still 55 and single. But maybe I need to move to Europe. I just have an inkling that maybe there is still a smidgen of the traditional man somewhere in the world. He's not in North America. I could be wrong. But if I am, where are you? That's what me and a whole bunch of other Canadian women want to know. Where are you?
You are wrong. Looking at you, there's plenty of men your age that would want you. What we need to figure out after you've sold yourself, because a lot of modern women do, we need to figure out the dudes that you've been passing on. Oh, I get in front of this dude and he's on his phone. Okay. Let's be fair about it. Men shouldn't be doing that, okay? And the people that you're looking at, regardless of if he looks good, he's got all that you want, but he gets in there, he says he wants to go on a date with you and he's ignoring you, that is wrong. I will admit that. But so many times we have modern women get on this internet and talk about all the good things about them, talk about all the good things that they want to do, and they completely leave out and neglect the bad things about them, the challenges about them. They completely neglect, hey, this is what I've done to run other men that were also good for me off. These are the things that I do that really irk a man. They don't want to talk about that. So they continue to talk about, well, I'm just looking for this. Why can't I find it? Maybe I'll move to Europe. Maybe I'll get out and go to Jamaica and find a good man there. Maybe I'll switch teams and date a black man, date a Hispanic man, date an Asian man. Maybe I'll go to India, date one of those guys over there. It's got to be somebody that'll want me. So basically selling the same services all across the globe, and nobody wants it because men across the globe are going to see, she seems pretty nice, beautiful lady, but there's something that I don't think she is ready to be a wife. She don't want to be a wife. She wants the status of it, but she don't really want to be, she don't want to do the work of it. And that's why a lot of men are not marrying anymore. But that's just my opinion. To the next video, I'm out.